Hey folks, how's it going? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at this Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man S.H Figuarts knockoff, because on the channel recently we have been taking a look at a lot of bootleg action figures, and to be honest, they've all been pretty good. The standard of knockoffs are getting better and better, and when it comes to the CT Toys Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, their Miguel O'Hara, Miles Morales figures, for that £20 price mark on AliExpress, they are doing such a great job at replicating these higher priced import action figures. And the original S.H Figuarts Andrew Garfield was a really good figure. We took a look at it here on the channel maybe a couple of months back now, and I would highly recommend it to those who are a fan of the Amazing Spider-Man films. Again, great sculpt, great likeness to the character, and a really fun figure to play around with overall. For me, however, it was sort of falling behind the likes of the new Final Swing Red and Blue Tom Holland figure and the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Tobey Maguire, even the likes of the Deadpool movie figure. Mostly because of its proportions. For me, I felt the neck was just distractingly too long, the legs were maybe a wee bit too short, and some of the hands looked on the smaller side. Not a massive problem, but again, it's enough to kind of knock it down the pegs when comparing it to some of the other S.H Figuarts figures out there. Still, nonetheless, a great figure, but I was interested to see how the bootleg would compare. Would they fix any of these problems, shorten the neck and things like this? And so when CT Toys announced their Andrew Garfield bootleg, I knew I was going to have to pick it up. However, I did get a bit duped because I didn't realise there was two bootlegs getting released at the same time. And this, well, spoiler alert, this isn't the AKM bootleg. This is the original figure with a wee head swap going on. But we have picked up the AKM bootleg, which we'll be taking a closer look at in this video right here. We will take a closer look at the CT Toys bootleg when it releases. It shouldn't be too long, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel and we'll take a closer look at that when it gets released. But the question is, I suppose, are these bootlegs any good? We do know that we're getting an Andrew Garfield head sculpt with both of these bootlegs, something that SHF didn't give us originally, and so it did leave collectors needing an Andrew Garfield head sculpt in the scale of SHF, because even though the Marvel Legends one here is excellent, it doesn't quite scale well with the SHF. So the bootlegs have again seen a gap in the market and given us an Andrew Garfield head sculpt, but are they any good? Let's check it out here on the channel. Before we do though, guys, let me know down in the comment section below if you're picking up the CT Toys Andrew Garfield bootleg. As I said, I definitely will be, and we'll be taking a closer look at it here on the channel. Have you picked up the AKM figure? I would love to know your thoughts if you have, because, well, we're about to get into it. So AKM have decided just to straight up rip off the S.H Figuarts packaging, something that CT Toys have kind of strayed away from doing, but we can see they've done a pretty good job at copying the original here. We don't have the Bandai logo on our knockoff, we don't have the Marvel Studios logo either, but we do have the same Amazing Spider-Man logo and same image of the character. Again, no Bandai stuff, but we do have AKM in the bottom right, and they kind of copied the title cards and such pretty accurately there. Here is the top of our boxes, these sides, there we go, same side there, same side there, and then we get the back of the packaging as well. So yeah, done a pretty good job at replicating the original S.H Figuarts box here. Then with our figure we get two medium webbed whipping lines, again knocking off the original web accessories here. And I've got so many of these web accessories at this point with the legit figures, all the Tobey Maguire knockoffs that we've looked at here on the channel. And I do really like these web accessories. You're able to make them work with other figures as well. So when you're picking up these knockoffs, a good positive of them is you're getting some pretty decent quality web accessories with them. These are all fairly sturdy, the sculpts are pretty nice here, and again they're just going to pour around the wrist. We get the two shorter whipping webs as well, and then the one longer web line that should pour into his hand here. All the web accessories of course pretty accurate to the original, but the paint scheme here, if we bring in the original in the top and then our knockoff in the bottom, we can see that the knockoff is much more opaque. We've got a deeper white here that isn't as translucent as the top one, so I do think the original web accessories are better overall, but again for the knockoff price, they're pretty decent web accessories, definitely better than Hasbro. Then we get 2 pointing hands, and these are all pretty good here. You can see that the paint gets a bit dark and smudged on this side, but apart from that, these are pretty decent. 2 webbed whipping hands, 2 open sort of wall crawling hands, the relaxed hands that I wish we had a mask accessory to put into these, like the Tobey Maguire figure, but we don't get that with this bootleg or the original figure. We were meant to get it with the original figure, but it just never came to fruition. And last but not least, we do have the web line holding hands. And again, these are all pretty good quality. The paint application here is all pretty standard. The worst that we saw was that kind of paint build up on the pointing hand, but these all hold up. And then we have the figure itself. And what the honestly, I've got no idea where to start with this thing. Like, was this intentional? Did they get the Spider-Mans mixed up? Did they think Tobey was Andrew? Could they just not be bothered getting the sculpts for that original Andrew figure? What the hell is this? This is the worst figure I think I've ever bought in my life, straight up. It is garbage. I reckon it's gonna fall. I can't pose this thing at all. Look at that leg. It is complete fodder. When I first seen AKM were just ripping folk off with this Tobey Maguire sculpt, I thought, you know what? I kind of like the shiny variant here. I like the Amazing Spider-Man paint scheme that they've used on Tobey's Spider-Man here. I could make that work, you know, having a Tobey variant. And then when I got him in hand, I didn't realise it was going to be such bad quality. As I mentioned at the start of the video, bootlegs have objectively been getting better. I mean, CT Toys have been knocking it out the park. For the price point of their replicas, they are great pieces. But this takes me way back to, 5-6 years ago when there was literally no point in picking up bootlegs, and AKM are bringing that back, so do not buy this figure. Well, okay, we'll get to the positives. I mean, of course, we get a whole range of hands that we don't even really need the hands because they're for the Tobey Maguire figure. We get the web lines, so web lines are always... I'm happy with getting web accessories, for that price point. Again, they're better than Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man web accessories. But the saving grace of this AKM bootleg is, of course, the Andrew Garfield head sculpt. The CT Toys version is also going to give us an Andrew Garfield head sculpt, and from what I can tell, they're actually going to be giving us a legitimate knockoff of the Amazing Spider-Man figure. So we will get Andrew's Spider-Man as a knockoff. Hopefully done to a good standard, we'll have to wait and see. But I have to say, AKM haven't done a bad job at this SHF head sculpt here for Andrew Garfield. I mean, this is the legitimate S.H Figuarts Andrew with the AKM head sculpt on, and it looks good. I'm not sure if it's £20 good. I mean, bringing in the Marvel Legends, I think that is of course much better, and it cost the same amount of money. These were both around £20. So Marvel Legends are definitely still on top here. But for an Andrew Garfield head sculpt for your S.H Figuarts, £20 isn't bad for a custom head sculpt. So actually, when I say don't buy the AKM bootleg, if you're willing to get an Andrew Garfield head sculpt for £20, this certainly isn't a bad option. I do think that actually looks pretty good. I think the sculpt's there, the paint's not bad at all. It's all kind of one tone, but hey, it's a bootleg. I have to say, I think they've done a good job with the head sculpt. Unfortunately, the head sculpt comes on this half neck sort of piece, and I couldn't port the neck bit onto your legitimate S.H Figuarts figure here, so you are just going to have to take the head off and pop it on that neck piece. But I'm happy with this. I'm really excited to kind of pose this figure around with this head sculpt. I don't think I'm going to be posing this thing around anytime soon. I legit might... I never throw figures in the bin, but if I was gonna... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where to start, and I don't know where to end. yeah, normally I like to, you know, spend a bit of time with the figure, show it off, compare it to other figures, maybe do a wee articulation segment here and there. But this figure's not worth my time, it's not worth your guys' time. The best thing about this is certainly that Andrew Garfield head sculpt. It's not amazing, it's not quite up to scratch with the Marvel Legends, but it's not bad. I mean, for that, I think £20 isn't too bad when you're talking custom head sculpts. You're talking in the £30 range, especially in the UK, and having to get it imported from the likes of America or Asia, where a lot of these customs come from. You'd be lucky to get one locally, and even if you were, it's going to be around £30 to £40, including shipping and all the rest of it. So for £20 all in, this Andrew Garfield head sculpt isn't a bad option for our legit S.H Figuarts action figures. Again, you're getting the web accessories and such. Apart from that, this is trash. Yeah, like, that's, I think that's it. Let me know what you guys think of this AKM bootleg. Are you going to be picking it up? Mainly I want to know what you think of the Andrew Garfield head sculpt. Is it going to be worth it for you? I think our best option here is to wait it out and see what CT Toys is going to give us in the next couple of weeks, because they are also giving us an Andrew Garfield head sculpt, and by the looks of it, a much better knockoff figure to go with it. So plan of action, wait for the CT Toys, do not buy the AKM. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, even if it has been a bit different to previous videos, but hey, I can only do what I'm given here. Hop on over to my Instagram. Not like I'll be taking much photos of the AKM here, but I do want to see our legitimate Spidey with the Andrew Garfield AKM bootleg head on, so hopefully I'll post some images up on there pretty soon, and it would mean a lot if you can check it out. But it means a lot that you've watched this video right here, guys. Again, thank you so much. Feel free to hop on over to the channel page, check any others out. But until next time, I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.